Everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Jess Writes a Book. I am Jess. Today I'm really excited to sit and talk to you guys about my 2024 writing and look forward to my 2025 writing goals, aspirations, plans, schedules, all the things. If you don't already, grab your favorite drink, sit back, get comfy, and let's dive right in. As I mentioned in my Rough Draft Challenge wrap-up video, I honestly didn't do much writing throughout 2024 other than during the Rough Draft Challenge. I did do some writing occasionally throughout the year, but honestly, it wasn't very measurable. I don't think I even kept track. So again, going over the Rough Draft Challenge, I did really well. Most of my words written in November. I hit my 50,000 word goal after surpassing my original 35K word goal, and it ended up being a really good month. I discovered these plotting templates in Notion, which I am obsessed with, and I plan on using for every one of my stories. I'm going to be showing these more in a separate video, but I really look forward to using these in the coming year. I'm really looking forward to diving back into my writing in 2025.
I'm feeling that energy of how do I make 2025 my best year yet. So if you're feeling that energy and you're ready to change your life in 2025, just keep watching. Hello everybody and welcome back to Heart Readings. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics to take off this December.
Seeing Sarah in this part of the video color coding things reminded me that I recently got these little dot markers that are dual tipped. And so one side is like a fine line marker and the other side is a dot tip. So you can just dot things to color code things. And I've been using these in my planner for the last like week or 2 weeks and I absolutely love them. And I love the idea of using them to color code my projects, to color code my goals. And I love that I can like keep that continuity of colors here, but I can also keep it in my planner. I can keep it anywhere else that I have like planning or figuring out schedules. I can keep those same colors in my commonplace journal if I need to. Just having that continuity, I really like the idea of that. And knowing like, okay, this color, anything that is this color is assigned to this project. I really love the idea of that. So I think I'm gonna do that. I've been kind of considering, do I want to say, okay, on Mondays, I'm gonna do this. On Tuesdays, I'm gonna do my VA work. On Wednesdays, I'm gonna read. On Thursdays, I'm gonna do this. And while I like the idea of that, I have tried that process and that strategy before, and it never works for me. I never stick to it. Not only that, but I also want to write every day if I can. On here, I put writing 4 days a week, not 7, because I know realistically, am I always going to write 7 days a week? Probably not. I don't want to set myself up for failure. I would rather under promise to myself and then over deliver, which is what I did during the rough draft challenge, which is why I think I exceeded so much, because I started the bar kind of low. So I think that's what I want to do, which is something that really I should be doing, because even in my reading, I have done that in past years. Even though I know I read most years, not this year, 120 to 130 books a year, I always set my Goodreads goal at 100 books because I know I can hit 100 books, and then anything over that, when I do go over that, is just gravy on top. And so I'm setting myself up to succeed. I'm starting the bar a little bit lower, even though I know I can do more, so that I succeed. And why I'm not doing that with my writing also, I always do the opposite. I set the bar so high that I know it's going to be a stretch for me to try to make it, and then I'm surprised when I don't. So this year I really want to switch that up, start off on the lower side, and then over succeed. So I know, again, I don't want to, part of me wants or thought about doing that set, okay, Monday's this, Tuesday's this, Wednesday's this. But I know that I don't want to do it that way because I would like to try to write as many days as possible. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of use that concept, but have it be more Mondays, my writing is going to look like this. Tuesdays, my writing is going to look like this. Wednesdays, my writing will look like this. And so maybe on Mondays, I'm drafting this. Maybe on Tuesdays, I'm working on editing. Maybe on Wednesdays, I'm working on my fan fiction. And also, I like the, also something else I've learned this year is that having the, like, randomness or, like, the, constantly changing of that works well with my ADHD. Like, I can have habits. Like, I can say, okay, I'm going to write every day. But if I say I'm going to write this one thing every day for the next year, that doesn't work well for me. Doing the same exact thing every day doesn't work well for me. But if I switch it up, and today I'm writing this, and tomorrow I'm writing this, and tomorrow, the next day I'm editing, having that change every day works well for me. So I'm leading into the things that I've learned about myself this year and making them work for me. So I'm going to follow what Sarah's doing in a sense, but I'm going to color code it based on each project, based on each goal. So I guess here is a good time to talk about my second goal for the year. So I went ahead and added dots to Mondays. I'm going to say Mondays I'm going to work on editing Twisted Loyalties from the beginning of January, or I guess the end of December, through to the end of February. So January to February, I'm going to try to focus on editing, writing, rewriting, whatever, draft 2 of Twisted Loyalties. hopefully I can finish that, and then in March I can work on draft 3 if it's needed, or whatever the next step for Twisted Loyalties might be. My third goal for the year is to write what I'm calling J&J right now, which is the second chance romance that I got the idea for a couple weeks ago and have been thinking about. This, I'm starting from the ground up. It's a totally new project, so I'm working on outlining, plotting, brainstorming right now. I'm in the pre-drafting stage, so that is something that I want to focus on. And I know that drafting and working on the new story is what I really want to focus on the most. So I went and I added in 3 dots of that 3 times a week to work on that. I know that on Tuesdays and Thursdays or during the week, if I can keep that, or when I keep that habit of waking up in the morning and writing, I get the most done. I saw that, the fruits of that and the results of that in November. So if I can keep that momentum going, then I know that writing in the morning during the week works best for me. Also, I know that I have started the habit of getting up earlier on Saturdays and having some alone time to myself and focusing on my goals at that time. Usually the puppy wakes me up early. I know in the morning Nick gets up and shaves and does his own thing. So I know that I have time to myself on Saturday mornings. So I added those days. I added the days that I think or know or have seen work best for me, and have set those aside as days to work on J&J. So I'm trying to think how I want to do this. So I want to try to have an idea of how long I'm going to focus on plotting and outlining, and then how long when I'm actually going to start drafting. This is the problem that I had with Twisted Loyalties, is that I didn't spend enough time plotting and outlining, and I did very minimal, and then I jumped right into drafting, and I got to just about the midpoint and then had no idea where I wanted to. I had an idea where I wanted to go, but not how to get there. I didn't know how I wanted to get from point A to point B. And so I learned that I need to spend more time plotting and outlining than I did last time. But then I spent too much time plotting and outlining and couldn't get myself to kind of switch gears and go into actually drafting. So I want to try to find the perfect balance of doing both. So I'm going to set January. I've already started. I am going to start in December, but obviously December is not on this calendar. So the rest of December and January to use for plotting and outlining. And then in February, I will actually, hopefully, start drafting. So I wrote plotting and outlining on here. And then I am going to use the fine line to draw a little line here so that I know when exactly I'm going to be doing that. I probably shouldn't have put that in every box, but oh. My next goal, my 4th goal, is going to be to finish Project Train. I've talked about this project in this work in progress, I guess, in other vlogs. I started it last year. I think I have about 20 to 30K words in that. I would like to finish it and then get to draft 2. So that, I think, is going to have to be probably after J&J. I don't know that I can do both at the same time. So I think I might save Train for later on in the year. Also, I just realized that I put in my plotting and outlining for J&J, but not the actual drafting. So I need to do that. I think I'm going to save Train for later on in the year. So I'll go further into this calendar and add it later on in the year. I don't want to try to set myself up for, I'm going to draft 2 books at once and while editing another book. I know that I'm going to pile too much on my plate, and I'm not going to do all those things. So I need to spread it out. This doesn't have to be do everything in January or do everything, in the first quarter of the year. I have 12 months, use them and plan it out that way. That has been my mistake in the past, and so I want to fix that. So first let me go in and fix J&J because I didn't add my drafting to it. Okay, so I'm going to add my drafting in for J&J.